With less than 40 days until the midterms, new polls showing tightening Senate races in two major battleground states. Wisconsin, Republican Senator Ron Johnson pulling ahead of Democrat Mandela Barnes. And in Pennsylvania, recent polls suggest Democrat John Fetterman's double-digit advantage over Dr. Oz has shrunk to a statistical tie. Fox News contributor Newt Gingrich is the author of Defeating Big Government Socialism. He joins us right now. Newt, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I traveled through a couple of airports over the weekend, and I heard from a number of people. They said, hey, what's going to happen in the Senate? Essentially, that's my question to you.
Well, look, I think the Republicans will gain seats in the Senate, just as I think they're gaining a lot of seats in the House. I think these two races are great examples of why. Mandela Barnes is, in fact, remarkably left-wing, pro-criminal, anti-public safety, not just anti-police, but remember, if you're sufficiently anti-police, you're against public safety. Meanwhile, John Fetterman has a long record of voting to release murderers, often as the only person on the parole board who would vote to release a particular murderer. Philadelphia has just set a record for carjackings, and it's only the beginning of October. The 70% of Philadelphians say their biggest issue is physical safety and crime.
Sure.
Fetterman, of course, is pro-criminal and anti-safety. So in both those states, crime is a huge issue, and the radicalism of the Democrats a huge issue. And I think in both states, Republicans are going to end up winning.
Sure. One of the other issues is our national security and our southern border. It's wide open. Hillary Clinton said a couple of weeks ago, Newt, Americans do not believe in open borders, which is a slap in the face to the Biden administration. Why would she say that? Listen to her husband's former aide and a strategist, Dick Morris, explains what Hillary might be doing behind the scenes. Watch.
Hillary, a week before, said Americans do not believe in open borders. And these are all signals that she's going to be the moderate candidate for president. She's going to say after the election, see, the left cost us the House and the Senate. And if we stay with the left-wing candidate in 24, we're going to lose the White House. And I'm the only one who will tack to the center and give us a chance at victory.
So, Newt, essentially what he's suggesting is, Joe Biden's not going to run for re-election in 2024. Hillary's going to come up and she's going to go, look, I'm the only moderate. You don't want Bernie again. You don't want Gavin Newsom. I'm your savior. What do you think about that?
Well, look, anything's possible, and the Clintons certainly have big enough egos that deciding to run again for president wouldn't be impossible. On the other hand, you could also have Michelle Obama decide to run for president, which would set up an interesting race. I don't count Biden out yet. I think Biden finally got a really good job. He likes being president, at least on the days when he remembers it.
Sure.
I don't think he's going to voluntarily quit. And among Democrats, his numbers aren't nearly as bad as they are with independents and Republicans. I think it could be a brawl. But I think the real question for the Democrats will be, do they even stop and think if they get beaten badly this fall? And it's not clear to me right now that they have the energy inside the party to do anything except stay on the left. And if that happens, they're just going to throw the presidency away in 2024.
All right. Great analysis. That's why we called you and asked you about the midterms and the next presidential cycle. Newt, thank you very much for joining us live.
Take care.